Welcome to Elevate eCommerce, the podcast where we elevate your e-commerce game. Join our host, Hi Mag, CEO of Eva, as he shares the latest strategies in Amazon, omnichannel, and advertising. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting, Hi's insights and expert interviews will help you thrive in the e-commerce world. Tune in for practical tips and transformative success stories to elevate your business to new heights.
Welcome everyone to the next episode of the Elevate e-commerce. My name is Hi, the CEO and co-founder of Eva, and today I have a great guest, and it's an absolute distinct pleasure to have Mansour Norouzi with us. And Mansour is like very much known in the Amazon space, advertising space in general, with Amazon, Walmart, omnichannel. So welcome, Mansour.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and can't wait to go over this discussion.
Thank you. Maybe you can start by just introducing yourself, what you do. We see Incrementum Digital on the backside, so maybe you can tell us a bit more about your journey.
Sure. So I'm the director of advertising at Incrementum Digital. We have a brand selling from 7-figure to, I would say, from anywhere from few millions per year up to 300 million per year. So we have this diverse group of the clients that we work with. Then some of them are omnichannel, some of them are only on Amazon. So we help them with our main focus is Amazon advertising, but we help them with Walmart advertising, with SEO optimization. We have this operation as well, and we started doing brand management as well, and doing creatives for our clients. In terms of myself, I'm a seller as well. I sell on Amazon. I started in end of 2018, early 2019 with my first brand. But I launched a new supplement brand in Canada in January, which is going pretty good, and having all this experience and knowledge I'm implementing in my own brand, trying to build a brand there as well. Actually, my background is not related to advertising. I have master in civil engineering, and I used to be a construction manager for years. In 2020, I switched completely from construction management to advertising, but in 2018, I started learning about selling on Amazon. From that selling on Amazon, it kind of developed to, since I was good with math, and at the time, Amazon advertising, Amazon PPC, you were good with math, you were pretty good. You were in a good shape to understand what Amazon PPCs and the good. But yeah, I started from there. I switched totally from construction management to the Amazon advertising and selling on Amazon. And I grow with Amazon advertising and what happened in the platform. So I grow with that, and here we are.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's a great journey, and also it's really nice that you're not only just an expert, but also selling on Amazon your own brand. And you're talking about supplements, which is one of the most competitive categories, and advertising. Without having that advertising knowledge, it's extremely hard to be successful with that category anyways. Now, we have a platform at Eva which also does AI-based advertising, and we also provide full-service account management. When I look at the customers, the prospects that are coming to us, 70-80% of them, they have an advertising problem. Yes, they may have inventory issues, SEO issues, other things, but advertising is always the number one topic. So maybe I'll start with a very much like a foundational question. Like when you meet with this new prospects, or even when you start your own supplement brand, What is your advertising strategy? What do you do first?
And that's a great strategy, and that's a great question. And I would say I see many people talk about complicated and complex strategies, but the way I see advertising is that first you need to cover your basics. You need to cover your foundation. And what is that foundation? We do this even for audits for the brands that we do, or any brand that we onboard. These are the steps we take for all the brands. One is, first of all, what is your structure of the campaigns, right? Are you having a good structure? Usually we go for one campaign, one ad group. There are some discovery campaigns that maybe we have per ASIN. One discovery campaign, it might be more than one ad groups, but I could say 95% of the time, we have one campaign, one ad group, and one listing per campaign. What that one listing per campaign means is that we are having one parent listing with all the variation and child. We don't combine different listings, different parent listings into the same campaign structure. Even for one parent listing, there are situations that variants have their own keywords. So we have to separate them in different campaigns because of the type of the keywords that are related to different products. For instance, if you have a listing with King mattress and Queen mattress, we don't want to have both King and mattress products in the same campaign and target the same keywords, both King and Queen in the same campaign, so we separate them. That is one of the structure. And before even going to the structure, the main thing is that keyword research. You do a comprehensive keyword research. It's still like keyword research is more simple than what people are talking about. With a single brand analytics search, I could get all the keywords that is related to products. I just simply put all the top sellers in the ASIN, search for the ones that keywords that are getting top clicks, and I get the products from the keywords from there. But there are tools, Jump to Start, I don't know, data that we use, data that it's very good. So doing a comprehensive keyword research, and we like to categorize our keywords. First, based on the search volume. The second is that how highly related is there, broad, highly related, branded, unbranded. So we have these different buckets to categorize our keywords. So you have your keyword. The structure is important. The next one is that we see many people doing in advertising is negation. They don't do a good job in terms of negation. And I believe for some type of product, you could do this negation research from the beginning and find if, for instance, if your product is a model related, it's a very specific product that, for instance, iPhone 7 cover, right? If someone is searching for iPhone 8 cover, it's not gonna fit your product. So you could negate anything 8 related, any number except the 7. From beginning, not even after launching the campaign and doing the research from tertiary analysis. So that negation from beginning and having the list that here's my instant, here are the keywords that I could negate right away, and I will go and getting more data. You could do your research from tertiary analysis, search term report, and find the negation. Optimization, and that is pretty much an expansion. We love to expand in all the targeting type, exact phrase, broad, product targeting, plus all the ad types. I feel like sometimes people underestimate it. They go after exact, while you see great results from broad and phrase, or these things like the sponsor brand might not give them a good result. But with enough A/B testing, you can see that the sponsor brand, even headline ads, that you think the results might not be good, the A cost might be bad. In reality, it could get to a good spot and give you good results. So it's just about foundations, right? We first make sure we are covering the foundations. And from the way our strategy works, it depends to what our goal is for the product. If we are have a new product that we are launching, it's a different strategy. Usually we start with, if you want to launch, we want to improve our organic ranking. We start just with exact targeting, and the reason is that we want to make sure we are giving that relevancy to Amazon. We are showing Amazon that here is our product, right? For the first 7 days, we are just going after exact. And what I love is going for top-up search, because if your product is good, when you start, people will purchase your product. Some people might say, oh, you don't have a review or anything. But if you give a good offer, meaning if you have give a good pricing at the beginning, customer will purchase. I have seen this with my own supplement brand as well, because the customers don't have any issue with returning the product. So it's not like, oh, wow, I'm going to buy this product. What should I do? What's going to happen if the product is not good? They will return it. So I don't necessarily think that review for the launch is a big issue to hold you back on pushing for launching the product. I usually right away for my product, for any client, we push for top-up search and start getting sales. But you should have an offer that the customer can decline, right? So you have a good price, so you incentivize them to purchase at the beginning, because that's your only leverage. You don't have any reviews or any social proof. And from there, we expand to auto and other match type slowly. I don't want to go too much into the detail, but there might be, you might have a natural product that you might say, okay, this is my product and I want to scale this product. Anytime we talk about scaling a product, the first thing that comes to my mind is that, okay, how can I scale the product? The first place to look into is the keywords that you are not ranking organically, or your rank is down the page, right? So you do your analysis, you find those keywords, and the next step is that where do you have this advantage? Where do you think your product could perform? So what we do, we go after these keywords that we don't have good organic ranking to bring incremental sales, right? You don't want to push the keywords that you're already organically ranking. So the thought process is very simple. It's just the implementation and how to prioritize them, because there might be so many keywords. I would say, okay, I want to put, I have a rule for myself that whatever your tacos is, let's say if you are spending $1,000 and your tacos is 20%, if you add extra budget of 200, which is 2%, 20% of 1,000, your tacos could increase 20%. It's very simple math. So from 20%, you could go up to 24%. So you got to understand that this is the worst scenario case, how much it could get there, which brings you back to, you should have a goal. And the way we look at the goal is that, what is your revenue goal and what is that threshold for you in terms of saying, this is the top of I could go after. I can't afford to go over this specific threshold. So when you have these kind of KPIs in place, then it's just the matter of implementing and having a strategy that I mentioned. We usually go for bringing incremental sales and go after keywords with having not good organic ranking, and also expanding to all ad types using sponsor brand video ads, sponsor display ad, and trying to show all of our ads to the customers.
Wow. So Mansour, I think it was a bit of a 15 minutes summary of like the entire Amazon advertising strategy, but I really like it because you mentioned like 4 to 6 steps to, build your strategy, and then how you can differentiate between launch and mature product, and also the importance of the business goals. Because, very interesting. We have all this great PPC specialists in our team, but sometimes they miss, like, what is the business goal? Like, they don't understand, like, what is that tacos goal, or the expectation in terms of revenue, expectation in terms of profit. I mean, combining all of them together, the business, the type of the life cycle of the product, and the strategy, definitely it makes a great sense. And thanks for summarizing it in a very short period of time. Now, the Amazon advertising is like changing and growing and improving every day. I mean, same thing applies to Walmart and others too. I mean, there's always some new things coming into the picture. So maybe one question that I have is like, what is that innovative advertising technique that you have seen in the last few months that you started to use and you see some value?
Recently, I might say it's not necessarily advertising for us, but we have started using this creator connection. If you are in the US and you have access to that, we are seeing good results. We used to use Levanta, but one thing that now, because Levanta, if you don't know it, it is a affiliate marketing platform that connects to your Amazon attribution, right? You add your brand, your products, connects to Amazon attribution. And then there's a platform that you can connect with the influencer plus the publishers. So even for my own brand, I connected. I'm in Canada, so it's a smaller market, but I see some results coming in that influencer would love that because they are getting 20%. And to be honest, 20% is lower than the tacos that I have. So for me, actually, I'm saving money. Instead of spending 30% tacos in advertising on Amazon, I am giving 20% to these influencers when they are advertising for me. It helps me to bring the awareness for my product. Plus that traffic, external traffic. On top of that, Amazon gives you 10% for Amazon distribution when you bring the external traffic. So I would say, honestly, the innovative things that I'm seeing, not necessarily is Amazon advertising, but going into that social marketing, influencer marketing, using the creative connection. If you are in the US, you have access. That's the first thing I would do. It depends for the product as well, but that is what we are seeing with results now.
That's great. It's actually a good answer to my next question, which is what affects advertising, which is not advertising. And you already mentioned the influencer marketing. I mean, I also heard great things about the platform that you mentioned. So it's good to see that, you're also having a great experience here. So my next question is you are working with all these different brands. Maybe you can share with us a case study, a success story, maybe a bit different than kind of a normal launch case or scale case. If anything comes to your mind, also maybe even your own brand, it will be great to share.
No, actually, we have this brand that has been working with us for a while now. They are selling lip liners, right? It's a very I would say impulse buy for the customers. So the way they have grown that it has been a combination of on Amazon advertising plus again I'm gonna go back to that influencer marketing. They started doing this. They are on TikTok Shop as well. They started doing this influencer marketing, getting in connection with influencers, and some of their content went viral. Like one of the posts the view is 21 million from one influencer that has 400K followers. They have got to a point that I don't know, they were telling us that the stats, in every 30 seconds, they are selling one product, like to this extent. It has really huge success. And the thing is that it's a combination of all the platforms, right? On TikTok, customers are seeing it and they are not necessarily purchasing there. They might come back to Amazon and search it on Amazon to purchase on Amazon or to TikTok Shop. So from advertising side, what our strategy is to make sure we are covering all these keywords and making sure our products shows up. It might be a keyword. For most of the keywords we are ranking, but there are keywords that we are not ranking organically. So we want to make sure those keywords we are on top with the sponsored brand headline ads, with sponsored products. So when the customers are searching us, it's not us, the keyword without branded, we can be there to so the customers can find us. Other than that, we had another supplement brand that what we did, we had a very detailed strategy in terms of the launch. Then they joined us up to now. I think we have from last year to this year, their growth has been around like 50%. They are very happy in its supplement brand, and the manager that we have in that account has done a great job in terms of taking advantage of every single opportunity. That's something that with our team we always talk about, is that yes, if there's a new feature or if there is anything comes to your mind, go and test it. Don't look at the content from others that, oh, if you do this, this happens. If you do that, that happens. And think if it is working or not. Go ahead and test it. Or you might have an idea that you go create a campaign with a very limited budget to make sure it's contained so you are not blowing up the campaign. Test your thought process and see what the result is. For some campaigns, for some accounts might respond, you see the result. Some others might not see the result. That's actually how I do it. And also many of my contents are the stuff that either I have tested or exploring in Seller Central. I have realized that, oh, this is how you could do that. So I would say another thing to our success is testing and consistently being on the top with new features and new strategies.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing this two very interesting case studies. I mean, it's amazing to hear about them. So it comes to my favorite question, because I love AI, being a computer engineer for the last 20 years working with AI. And now in the last couple of years is amazing because everybody is talking about AI. Like 15 years ago, when I talk about it, people think I'm just like talking about the future. Now it's the present. Now, what do you think, what role does AI play? Maybe both in advertising space as well as in e-commerce in general. Like, I mean, how are you using it in your strategy?
I kind of have a controversial opinion here, because what I have seen on some posts, maybe on LinkedIn or social media, is that I see people are using AI for the task that when I look at the task, I'm like, as of now, if I personally or our team members do the same task, it's going to be more efficient. It's going to take less time. There are some tasks like that. For instance, I'll give you one example. Going to for instance, giving the search term report and asking question. With a single Google Sheet, we could do a better job and faster job in answering the questions that you want to get from AI. But there are other areas that I'm like, AI is amazing. First, product research, understanding your audience, like what are we asked, one of the things that we ask our team members to do. When you have a new product, go to ChatGPT and start asking questions about this product. You know, who's the audience? What is this for? What is the benefits? What's the downside? What are the gaps? So understanding the market about the product. It's the best tool, in my opinion, AI for the research. The second thing is that we actually are in the process of working for making a custom GPT for this, that we see, okay, there's a decline happening in the market. Usually there are steps for you to go over and understand what could be the reason behind this decline. So we are creating this custom chat GPT that we are creating in terms of all our database and saying, okay, here are the variables, here are what you have to look at, and here is the process that you have to take over from the user to make sure you're helping them to understand what to look into, where to go, or how to think about the process. The future that I see, probably there is a tool, and it's good for bid optimization as well. But since I haven't had a chance to look behind the scenes for any software to understand how they are doing it, I can't have any comment on that. But of course, their AI optimization is good. But I think the future would be a platform that it's connected, let's say, to your Amazon, and you could chat with the platform and say, okay, for this iPhone, we see the sales are down. Tell me what happened. Like it could analyze and tell you, here's this metric, for instance, your conversion rate went down, and it could connect that with everything related to your detail page. You had a coupon code, it's not there now. And as soon as coupon code went down, we see the drop in sales. So it could analyze and give you what is the reason behind what is happening. In that case, I could say they'll be very helpful. Other than that, the tools, the stuff that we are using for SEO optimization as well, writing the listing, but using AI and the keywords that we want. These are the use cases mostly they are using, but I'm more interested and excited about the use cases that in the future will come up.
Makes a lot of sense. Like, I mean, this is an area that I am thinking almost and working on it at least a couple of hours just because it's kind of my hobby too. I think in terms of bid optimizations, especially hourly bid optimization, it's almost becoming impossible for the human to do it. And even probably Amazon, like Google, will do the full automation on many things. But the challenge in the e-commerce is there is also the profit concern, and Amazon doesn't care, obviously, about the seller's profit, and a profit-driven advertising strategy can only probably come from third parties. But and I think it's already done. I'll be very happy even if you look at our system at some point to Eva to see how we do it. But what you are referring to is pretty much like understanding every single aspect of the listing, which, by the way, today the AI tools cannot understand because you have a data limitation, right? You get the data from APIs, and even the most interesting reports like SQPR, they are not available on API, so you need to download them, integrate them. There is some work done. And if you start like scraping data, then it's kind of violating the Amazon policies too. So they don't like to scrape. But what you are theoretically, kind of describing is like if you know every aspect of that listing and you have the snapshots of that listing every day, and then based on any simple single change, maybe AI can analyze and immediately find like what is going better or worse.
I will go even further than that. Actually, I'm just telling you here, I had an idea for a platform. I don't know how difficult it is that instead of keyword ranking that you see for ranking for keyword, it's a tracking organic ranking. What this platform does for every keyword has a snapshot of first page of Amazon. So then combined with AI and your product, it's not only looking at your product. I think this happened because that competitor here added a coupon, or here they changed their main image because it's seeing an image of that and analyzing those images and telling you, even you can scroll back and forth in different timelines to see what happened. I don't know how difficult it is, but the idea is that because we know the market is not just your product. There are many things that are happening to your product because your competition did something. And you don't have access to that data. Imagine there is a platform. I'm sure this is going to happen with all AI advances happening. Now we could easily say, ask question, what happened in that date? It's going to tell you, okay, here for this keyword, this happened, but competitor did that, this competitor did this. And as a result, this is what you see.
From a technology point of view, it's not difficult to do it for once. But again, like what you're talking about will be millions of pages scraped daily, if not more. And obviously there is this violation, and to overcome that violation of scraping data. And the second is scraping at that level requires a bit of a complex tech, but it has been done. It is already, for example, let's think about Ahref or SEMrush. There is already similar technology. So it's not like something it is not done. But specific to Amazon, there will be also the difficulty of that scraping, because
that is interesting. That is interesting on a side note, that they say it is not possible, it's not, you shouldn't do it, but Helium 10 and Jungle Scout already, that's how they are getting the ranking or data, right? So it's in the gray area. I don't know what's going on.
Gray area, exactly. By the way, we cannot even, it's hard to say now. I mean, normally you are absolutely right? I mean,
right.
But you guys and us, being an Amazon advanced partner, having relationship with Amazon, it makes, as a technology company, our life difficult. But the gray area is you can always buy the data.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's the thing, right? You don't scrape it, but you get the data.
Like the proxy wars, you let the others fight for it. But at the end, you have your own strategy. So there might be ways. Mansour, this is a great, product idea, because AI today, even our AI, knows a lot about the content, but the context changes. If you're very simple, right? Your number one competitor drops the price by 15% and you just don't know about it for 3 days, maybe your sales will go down, and that is already a big impact. Or an additional coupon, or maybe they updated their brand store or SEO. 100%. There's a lot of things. And that 100%. Contextual input is not available in any tool, anything, including Eva Perpetua. So what we do is, then you need to have a PPC specialist who should be looking at the other 5 competitors at maximum, because you know how difficult, how it gets also busy with the human. So how many times they really look into every single different competitor, which they don't. So there is all stuff.
Of course.
It's amazing, we should continue the discussion on that one. So my last question before the e-commerce hack, we talked a lot about Amazon, but you also know last 6 months, Amazon is very much focused on profits, introducing new fees. CPCs are always getting higher and things like that. So what we are seeing is it's always getting more difficult to make money on Amazon compared to the past 6 months. So what happens here is we see a lot of focus in omni-channel. So my question to you is how important it is to have an omni-channel approach, and what would be the most effective strategy to expand to omni-channel?
So I would say, to expand to omni-channel, first is you got to make sure you are mature in Amazon, right? You have settled down. You have started to get good results from Amazon, because if you're not seeing any results on Amazon, or if you're struggling on Amazon, I don't think it's a good idea to start expanding to other channels. So I would say, first, be master of Amazon, learn it, not necessarily learn it, get to a place that you are seeing good results coming from there. And in terms of expanding, omnichannel is important because the customers, they don't know how they are purchasing, right? They see an ad, we're on DSP, for instance. It doesn't necessarily mean they are going to go and purchase from Amazon directly. They might go search on Google, they might go to Walmart, they might go to Target. So customers have a different way of finding the product. And if you have the capacity, it is very important for you, because all these channels starting to increase their market share. Walmart, You have seen the advertising spend going up, the revenue and traffic is going up. So being there is very important, especially on, I don't say it's early days anymore for Walmart, but the competition is less. So when you get there, you have a high chance of being successful because there's less competition. And in terms of how to scale, I'm going to start with my best sellers and say, okay, let's put my best sellers to start this channel and see how it's going. Instead of going all the way, let's say you have like 30 products, taking out 30 products to Walmart, go with 85 best sellers product, the ones that bringing you 80% of the sales, that rule of 80-20, starting in a new channel and see where it takes you. And I would say it's very for Amazon, the first place I would look into it, of course, Walmart, because they have a second place in the market. They will see what happens with this Temu things. They are getting good traffic. So this war between Amazon and Temu, we will see what happens there as well. But I would say I highly either recommend TikTok Shop if your product is a good product for TikTok. And one way to look at it is that go to TikTok Shop if you are in the US, search for for your product, go to the shop section and see how many units being sold because TikTok tells you. See if there is any movement for product like your product. If you see there is movement, there is sales, that's one indication that it might be good for you to start on TikTok Shop. I'm getting to a point now. I'm saying maybe if you are not in Walmart, I would say maybe you have to prioritize TikTok Shop because they are seeing very good results there. But again, depends to the product, not for all products, depends to the product. TikTok Shop would be very impactful and a very great channel that would bring traffic not only to TikTok, bring traffic to Amazon platform or your website as well.
Right. No, absolutely. Maybe just to add on that, we see Temu and Shane building their US teams, trying to get now US brands onboarded into Temu, Shane. So, and Temu is amazing, right? They already kind of surpassed like Walmart revenues in terms of e-commerce. So I think there will be a lot more competition from TikTok, Temu, and Shane.
Sure.
And Amazon is trying to, kind of address it through a different angle, but also continue to increase the fees. That is also maybe a bit of a conflict. But I think maybe perhaps one day Amazon will say, maybe we should reduce the fees back because losing customers, it's easy. Acquiring them is very difficult again. So, but thanks for that. And, here is kind of the final part of our podcast, which we would like you to share with us an e-commerce hack, one or two, maybe a few minutes, a practical hack that people can just implement, use, or let their Amazon experts, kind of know about this. It will be great if you share with us.
Sure. I was thinking about what to bring up, but lately there is one feature that has been my favorite. It is on its brand metrics on their advertising console. And the reason this is a great tool is that when you go there, Amazon shows you can choose your brand if you have different brands and the subcategory that you want to look into. So let's say your subcategory is ankle brace. You select all the subcategories related to your brands are in the brand metrics. Let's say you take ankle brace, I choose ankle brace. And over there, Amazon gives me some chart, some graphs for different parts of the funnel, awareness, consideration, and purchase. Shows the shoppers, what's going on, what's happening for the brand. I am actually in contact with a product manager. They are only new brands that they got this idea from us. We're talking about this. They are adding few brands. They are going to be amazing. Hopefully they will launch that soon. But what I want to mention, when you click, there is a link to click, it takes you to the details. Now you could see more detail about that category. You can select the week, you can select the month. But one thing I also posted on about this on LinkedIn, there is not a bar chart. There's a number like a pie chart next to each part of funnel: awareness, consideration, purchase. And for instance, for a brand that you are working for purchase, this number is called sales index. Then our number is 94. What that 94 means is that in the time period that you're choosing, your brand in terms of sales performing better than 94% of the brands in this subcategory, right? So you're performing better than 94% of the brand. Now, what you could do, if you go month over month, or if you go week over week, you check this number. This number, if it goes 94 becomes 95, at some point, it will, you are doing a better job. You are having a more market share of the market. If this number goes down, it means you're losing market share. There is something you're missing. You've got to figure out what's going on. And it is directional, right? Maybe one or two is not necessarily that important, but we have had this brand that I'm working, mentioning. Last year, they were at 78. Now they are at 94. So it shows that growth and part of market share that they have taken. This is a very great tool. Go check it out if you haven't seen that. Also, you have a customer engagement rate, which for that subcategory, so that here is for Eincut rates, for instance. The brand we are working is 20%. It is your conversion rate, organic and ads. It's not just ads, it's organic and ads. So you can see what is your category, all the products in category. It gives you the category median and category top. So for this brand, category median, I think it is 15%, category top is 30%. So it shows your conversion rate where you are standing compared to the market, which brings me to next fact. If you want to scale a product, scale your brand, a subcategory, if your conversion rate is lower, what I mentioned here, lower than the median, there is no point of you going and pushing that product because you have a conversion rate issue. You first need to fix that conversion rate issue to be above median. Of course, you might not be able to touch the category top, but you have to at least be above the category median to be able to compete in that category. So these are just two from the same dashboard. There are so many hacks I could go up for an hour, but these are just two from brand metrics. Go ahead and check it out.
It's amazing, Mansour, and hopefully you will tell more hacks maybe the next time, like that.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully.
Because I very much enjoyed, how you simplify the advertising in terms of like what to focus on, and then all this extras like influencer marketing, how you are leveraging that. And also like, the e-commerce hacks and your insights on the omnichannel. So thank you very much. I mean, it was a great pleasure to have you here. And thanks for joining us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.